World War I, despite being a time of immense hardship, also saw moments of humor and absurdity. Here are a few funny or bizarre stories from the war. 1. The French and the British, a battle of hats. During the war, French soldiers were issued bright red pants and blue coats, which made them easy targets. The British soldiers, on the other hand, wore drab khaki uniforms. When a French officer saw the British uniforms for the first time, he allegedly remarked, "This is not a serious army. They don't even have the decency to dress properly." The British, however, saw the French uniforms as an open invitation to be shot at. Eventually, the French did change to more practical uniforms, but this lighthearted exchange highlighted the different attitudes towards military fashion at the time. 2. The Singing War. During the Christmas Truce of 1914, German and British soldiers famously emerged from their trenches and celebrated Christmas together in no man's land. They exchanged gifts, played football, and sang carols. At one point, the Germans started singing Stille Nacht, Silent Night, and the British responded with English carols. This impromptu concert was one of the war's most touching and unusual moments, where enemies became friends for a brief time, sharing a laugh over the absurdity of their situation. 3. The Case of the Disappearing Navy. In 1917, the British Admiralty received an alarming report that an entire fleet of German ships had disappeared from their usual positions in the North Sea. Panic ensued as they feared a massive attack was imminent. The Admiralty scrambled their fleets, only to discover that the German ships hadn't gone anywhere. They had been hidden by a particularly thick bank of fog. The British fleet, now fully mobilized, returned to base with nothing to show for their efforts, except for a few sheepish grins. 4. The Not-So-Great Escape. In 1917, a German pilot named Werner Voss decided to perform a daring stunt. He flew low over a British trench, dropping a pair of his underpants as an insult to the British soldiers below. Unfortunately for Voss, he misjudged his escape and was promptly shot down by an angry British machine gunner. Voss survived the crash and was taken prisoner, but his embarrassing defeat became the stuff of legend among both British and German soldiers. 5. The Pigeon Who Saved the Day. Carrier pigeons were used extensively during the war to carry messages. One pigeon, named Cher Ami, became a hero. In 1918, Cher Ami was sent with a desperate message to save nearly 200 men of the Lost Battalion who were trapped behind enemy lines. Despite being shot, blinded in one eye, and having a leg hanging by a tendon, Cher Ami managed to deliver the message, saving the soldiers. The humorous part? The pigeon's name, Cher Ami, means dear friend in French, but some American soldiers misinterpreted it as she's our friend, thinking the pigeon was female. Cher Ami was actually a male bird. These stories remind us that even in the darkest times, humor and humanity can still be found.